Welcome to Ida's Kitchen. Bienvenidos. My name is Ida Lugo McAllister, and I am going to demonstrate how to prepare Yaniclecas, fried breads. You are probably wondering, what are Yaniclecas? Yaniclecas was the term used to refer to these crunchy, flaky, thin, fried breads. If you were born in Puerto Rico like my mother during the 1920s, these fried breads were known as Yaniclecas. Today in Puerto Rico, they are no longer referred to as Yaniclecas, but instead as Arepas or Domplines. The Arepas are much smaller in diameter and thicker, creating a denser consistency. The Arepas originated in South America, specifically Venezuela and Colombia, and are prepared with corn flour or cornmeal. In Puerto Rico, we prepare the arepas with white flour. However, our most popular arepas are made with coconut milk. I will upload a video on how to prepare coconut arepas in the near future. These are two special ingredients for this recipe: margarine made with extra virgin olive oil and light salt. However, you can use regular salt, margarine, or butter. I wanted to illustrate the actual size of the Yanicleca and arepa. This is how my mother prepared the Yanicleca. As you can see, they are much larger and thinner compared to the regular arepa. Even though the ingredients are mainly the same for both the Yaniclecas and arepas, the method and style of preparing them will vary. Let's start preparing the dough for the original flaky fried breads, Yaniclecas. In a large bowl, I'm going to first add the dry ingredients. 4 cups all-purpose flour. I use the pre-sifted flour. 1½ teaspoons of salt, low sodium, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Mix all the ingredients until well blended using a whisk. Now we can add 1/3 cup of margarine made with olive oil to the flour mixture. With a dough blender, cut margarine thoroughly into flour until it has a coarse meal texture. The flour mixture has a coarse meal texture. Let's gradually pour 1½ cups of chilled skim milk, or the milk of your preference. Stir rapidly until the dough is formed or holds together. Remove the dough from bowl and place onto a floured surface. With your hands, shape dough into a ball. Let's now knead the dough until it is smooth and elastic. This takes approximately 2 to 4 minutes. If the dough is too sticky to knead, add more flour to surface and continue kneading the dough. After several minutes of kneading the dough is smooth and elastic. Allow the dough to rest for at least 3 minutes. I like to divide the dough into equal parts. Let's remove a small portion of dough and with the palms of your hands, shape the dough into 1.5-inch balls. Place them on wax paper. Sprinkle lightly with flour. Repeat this process. This recipe will yield approximately 20 to 24 dough balls. We just finished dividing the dough into 20 1.5-inch balls. We are finally ready to roll out the dough. Place a dough ball on a lightly floured surface and gently flatten with the palm of your hand. Using a rolling pin, roll each ball of dough into a 5-inch circle with a 1/4 to 1/8 inch thickness. Once the dough is rolled, place on wax paper, lightly sprinkled with flour. Continue this process for the remaining dough balls. These are several 5-inch circles of dough that were rolled out. It is time to fry the dough using an electric skillet. Heat oil to 365 degrees Fahrenheit. Carefully place dough into skillet and fry until golden brown on one side. Once the dough comes into contact with the heated oil, the dough starts to create air bubbles. Turn them over to the other side and continue frying until both sides are golden brown. After a total of 5 minutes of frying, the fried breads are done. Remove from skillet and place on a plate lined with paper towels to absorb the excess oil. Repeat this process. The fried bread is crispy and crunchy on the outside, while the inside is chewy. These fried breads, Yaniclecas, are great for breakfast with a cup of Puerto Rican coffee. If you go to the coastal area of the island, these fried breads are served with fish. They are also consumed with stewed beans. Besides my cookbook, you can also find a recipe for Yaniclecas in the cookbook Cocina Criolla. I also prepare the pre-cut dough in advance and store them in the freezer for future use. Let's taste a Yanicleca fried bread. It is so flaky with a crunchy texture. The inside is very soft and chewy. All I need is a cup of Puerto Rican coffee to complete this delicious snack. ¡Qué rico! I hope you have enjoyed watching my YouTube video on how to prepare Yaniclecas fried breads.